Hello and welcome to this video on user-defined functions in R. In our earlier videos, we have seen a few numeric functions and text functions. In the earlier video on dplyr, we used a lot of functions as well. The functions used so far in our videos are inbuilt functions. That is, these are the functions which are already available in R. A very common example of such functions is the sum function. Say, we wish to calculate the sum for combination of numbers 2, 3 and 4. Write sum, combination of 2, 3, 4 and press enter. We get 9. Hence, this was a function which was already available in R, which we used to obtain the sum total of the numbers that we entered. However, we might encounter some situations where the inbuilt functions in R are not sufficient to do the task that we wish to perform. Even if they are sufficient, they might be very lengthy, and hence their use might be very cumbersome. In such situations, it is always more efficient to create our own functions. Such functions that we define on our own are called user-defined functions. Let us see how we can create such functions. The very first step in creating a function is to assign a name to the function. Say, we want to create a function which adds two numbers. Let us say we name that function as mySum. After naming that function, we write mySum equal to function. We see that brackets appear next to the code word function. In the brackets, we have to specify the arguments that we wish to pass. Since we want the sum of two numbers, we can give the arguments x and y as the numbers to be added. Within the curly brackets, we will write what we want the function to do. Write z is equal to x plus y. Hence, this is the argument part, and this is the calculation part of the function that we have defined. Put a semicolon to give the next statement. Once we have added the two numbers x and y, we also want to print the values of the sum, that is, print z. Hence, what the function mySum will do is that it will pick up two numbers x and y, it will add these two numbers, and finally, it will print the result. Press enter. Hence, we now have one function mySum which is ready for use. Let us try to use it by taking two numbers. Write mySum and within brackets give any two numbers, say 2 and 6. When we press enter, we get their sum 8. Let us make another function. We will name this function sq, that is, to obtain the square of a given number. Write sq equal to function. Let us take two arguments for this function, x and y. Within curly brackets, specify what we want the function to do with these arguments. We write z is equal to x to the power y, semicolon, print z. Hence, we have taken two numbers x and y, and then we are obtaining the value of x raised to the power y, and finally printing the result. Let us see how we can use this function. We write sq and as arguments we give two numbers 3 and 3. On pressing enter we get 27, that is 3 raised to the power 3. Similarly, we can do sq5, 2, which will give us 5 to the power 2 and we get 25. Let us look at another way of entering the arguments to a particular function. So far, we entered the arguments as 5, 2. An alternative for entering the arguments can be to write x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. On pressing enter, we can see we receive the same answer. Another way could be writing 5, y is equal to 2. This is called a named argument. Hence, we can refer to an argument by its name, or we can also use the direct value that we wish to assign to that argument. So far, we have created functions which are already available in R. Hence, the need to create these functions will never really arise in a practical situation. Let us see a situation where the need may actually arise to create a function of our own, and what we will do in that situation. Suppose we have this data set. The final amount column represents the amount payable for the given quantity of goods. In the real world, this will not be the final price of these goods to the end user. This amount will be subject to several kinds of taxes. These can be entry tax, say 2%, state tax as 4%, local tax at 5%, service tax of 10%, and possibly many other taxes at 4% as well. In the column to the right of the amount column, we will need to apply these different tax rates on these amounts. Using the inbuilt functions in R, we will need to use the same formulae 5 times to apply all the taxes. However, we do not wish to do this. Let us create a user-defined formula which will help us to create one formula in which all the 5 calculations can be done. Let us give a name to the formula we wish to create. Let's call it AllTax. AllTax is equal to function. Within the brackets, let us give some argument. At the moment, call it x. This will be the amount on which different taxes will be applicable. Now we will specify the calculations we wish to do in this function. Write x is equal to x plus x into 0.02. Semicolon, x is equal to x plus x into 0.04. Semicolon, x is equal to x plus x into 0.05. Semicolon, x is equal to x plus x into 0.1. Finally, semicolon, x is equal to x plus x into 0.04. Finally, to print the value of x, that is, the amount after all the tax rates have been applied to it. Hence, we used this one function successfully to do all the 5 calculations which we would have to otherwise do separately. Along with that, we have also been able to print the value, that is the final amount. The user-defined function AllTax is not ready. We now want this amount to be populated in the table that we have in a new column next to the amount column. In this column, we will have the amounts which are inclusive of taxes. To create a new column, write unit cost dollar final value equal to AllTax. Within the brackets, we will specify where we wish to perform this command. Unit cost dollar amount. We are aware that the dollar symbol can be used to find a particular variable within the data set specified. Here, we are using it to look for the columns final value and amount in the unit cost data. In the column final value, we wish to generate the amounts inclusive of taxes using the user-defined function, and this AllTax function should be applied on the column amount in the unit cost data. When we press enter, we see that in the unit cost table, a new column is created called final value, which contains the amounts which are inclusive of taxes. Hence, we have successfully used this function. Let us look at another example where we can create user-defined function. Clear the console and close the unit cost table. We have another table called table data. This table contains data pertaining to different sales executives and quantity of products that they have sold in different months and different regions. From this table, we wish to obtain data only for the state, city, and the quantity sold in these states and cities. We can call this new table as new data, and we can equate it to subset table data, select columns equal to 1, 2, and 5, that is, the columns pertaining to state, city, and quantity respectively. When we press enter, we see that we get data for all these columns. Now we have the new data table which has only 3 columns. In this new table, we have the quantity of products sold state-wise and city-wise. What we wish to do is that we wish to create another column next to the quantity column which indicates whether the sale performance in a particular state and city is normal, poor, good, or very good. The criteria is that less than 30 units sold is considered to be poor, less than 60 units sold is considered to be okay, less than 80 units sold is good, greater than or equal to 80 units sold is considered very good. We can do this by using if condition, as we have seen in our earlier video. However, if the criteria that we have is very big, or there are multiple criterion involved, then the if condition would become very large. Instead of using the if condition multiple times, we can create a function of our own. Let us see how we can do this. Let us name the function as perform. Write perform equal to function, and within the brackets, write the argument as x, which would be the variable quantity. Within curly brackets, write the calculation which needs to be performed on this argument by this function. If else x is less than 30, then poor. If else x is less than 60, then okay. If else x is less than 80, then good. Otherwise, very good. Remember to write each if condition within the else part of the prior if condition. Hence, we have entered all the conditions for the if statement in one function. We can create a new table which would have this column. The command for this will be new data $remark equal to perform, and within the brackets, we will specify the data on which we wish to perform this function. This is new data $quantity. When we press enter, we see that a new table is created called new data, which has the required 4 columns, the 4th column being the remark about the sales. We hope this example made clear the use of user-defined functions. When we will be performing complex analysis in subsequent videos, you will further realize the importance of user-defined functions. Also, when a certain task has to be repeated many times, a user-defined function can make it more efficient to do it, as we can simply call the function whenever we want and use it using one command. This is how we create user-defined functions in R as per our convenience. Thank you for watching this video.